Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Flash episode 18 video, All-Star Team Up. We get to see Emily Kinney as Bug-Eyed Bandit, a character from the comics, and we got a whole lot of Ray Palmer Superman jokes. Speaking of which too, there's going to be a Batman vs. Superman teaser that's supposed to post Thursday morning. If that ends up happening, I'll do a video for it, so just keep your eyes peeled. There's a little more information on what's going on with the trailer. I'll just explain that at the end of this video. Just careful for spoilers from the episode if you haven't seen it yet, starting with top 5 moments. Number 5, Eddie is now part of Team Flash. That whole first ride-along part of the episode was so much fun, just so nonchalant with the way the three of them were solving crimes. Eddie seemed a little flabbergasted. It was hard to tell if he was a little bit jealous. I don't think so. I think he was just surprised at how quickly they were doing things. He's still pretty fresh on the idea that Barry is the Flash, so I think he's still getting used to it. Iris got suspicious later just because he'd solved so many crimes. And yes, I think that she'll figure it out on her own. I think they'll give that to her. Lois Lane figured out who Superman was in the Man of Steel movie. I think they'll do the same thing with Iris. Like, she'll figure it out on her own. No one will tell her. I still feel like there's going to be some consequences with all the lying that's going on. There'll still be some fallout. And Eddie has potential to be a season 2 villain. But we'll see what happens with the character in the next couple of episodes. At some point, the Thawne family will have to become mortal enemies with the Allen family. Whether or not that happens this season remains to be seen. When you're thinking about that too, just think about how Slade Wilson started out as Oliver's friend in season 1, then became the season 2 villain based on some crazy stuff. So I'm expecting Eddie to get the same type of arc. On to number 4 though, Felicity and Ray come to Central City. The way Felicity entered the episode was just as theatrical as the way that Ray Palmer did it. You know, maybe not quite as spectacular, but definitely as much fun. She was really on fire in this episode. You know, usually they give her a lot of like the awkward comedy moments. Most of that actually came from Ray Palmer. So Ray Palmer was kind of like the true Felicity of the episode. Double entendres all over the place. And yes, I do think that Barry's a little bit jealous of them, but that's just because things are so shitty for him right now. The whole reason that they came to Central City though is to fix the propulsion system on the Atom suit. That's the tech that they gave him. They didn't explain the mechanics of it too well, but I do think they did a really good job of showing how Ray Palmer just hasn't quite mastered the flight system. Like when you see how hard it is for him to fly into the back of the car. It takes quite a bit of doing, and it's not very graceful. I think my favorite line in the episode, though, was when Ray Palmer came in and they had the Superman joke. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's my boyfriend. The Atom theme song that they play whenever he's flying around, like whenever he was fighting the bees later in the episode, I think there were some cues from the original Superman score in there. On to number 3, Felicity slaps some sense into Barry. It's kind of fun watching Barry freak out a little bit. He doesn't know if he can trust Caitlin or Cisco. Felicity slaps some sense into him and explains her early relationship with Oliver in the way that he kept secrets from her. She told Barry to just be honest with them. Did anybody else have flashbacks to Arrow season 1 with like the Oliver Felicity moments whenever he asked her to do like those funny hacker things? I knew the whole time, but I did it anyway because I knew that Oliver was a good person. Seriously, some of Oliver's excuses were pretty lame. And if you guys didn't know, just some fun behind the scenes Arrow stuff. Originally, the Felicity character wasn't intended to be a main character. She was just going to come on as a guest star. But she and Stephen Amell had so much chemistry that they just expanded her part, and she became a main character. Thankfully, Barry takes her advice, though. That's what that last scene was at the end of the episode, where Barry, pulls down his chart and explains that Harrison Wells, Reverse Flash, same person. The best part of that, though, was Cisco explaining how he remembers Harrison Wells killing him in his dreams. That's going to take some explaining, so I'll explain the alternate timeline in just a second. On to number 2, meet the Bug-Eyed Bandit, Brie Larvin. In the comics, Bug-Eyed Bandit is a male character, but he's typically shown up in Atom's storylines, so that's why they used the character in this Atom crossover. They also roped in a lot of the themes of the Queen Bee characters from the comics too. There have been several different versions of the Queen Bee. In the New 52 universe, she mostly shows up in Superman stories. She did say that I am the queen bee of this hive, but that doesn't mean that she is working with the organization Hive in the Flareoverse, in the Flash or the Arrow TV shows, but I think that they might do that in the future. Emily Kinney probably going to be coming back next season. It just makes sense that they would tie her to Hive if they're going to use Hive on the Arrow show. That hasn't been confirmed yet, but people were saying that David Ramsey unofficially confirmed that Felicity's father, Hive, were going to be big things in Arrow season 4. Just because Hive was involved with the murder of his brother. So like, it all just works together. It just fits that they would put Emily Kinney with that group. That's actually a good question. Don't you think that if Hive needed an evil version of Felicity, it would be Emily Kinney's character? Felicity said that she's never had a nemesis before, so if Team Arrow is going to fight Hive at some point, it makes sense to give her a villain inside that organization to go up against. I feel like you need to do that if you're going to make Felicity a bigger character in future seasons. I totally loved Emily Kinney in the episode. Hopefully she'll come back soon. But onto my number one WTF moment. Team Flash is now going to start going after Harrison Wells. As Tina McGee said at the end of the episode, Harrison Wells became a different person the day that his wife died. Now, we as the audience know exactly why that is. But based on the teaser for the next episode, it seems like Team Flash is going to learn why that is too. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll learn who Eobard Thawne is, because there wouldn't be any records of him in the past. It is possible that Cisco could remember his name though. If he could remember the Reverse Flash killing him, then he might remember what he said too. I know a lot of you are wondering how those flashbacks worked, like how his flashbacks to the other timeline worked. I think what's going to happen, because it's actually a pretty big plot point, is they'll explain how he's able to remember that other timeline in a future episode. If you remember, Harrison Wells said that when you change the past to avoid something really bad, time will find a way to replace that event with something that's equally as bad. Like Cisco was killed by the Reverse Flash. That was avoided. Cisco almost died in this episode because of the bee sting. Did anyone else wonder if it was going to be like a literal mirror moment and Barry was going to vibrate his hands into Cisco's chest to defibrillate him that way? I mean, he just shocked him, but because the Reverse Flash like literally stuck his hand through his heart, I was wondering if Barry was going to do like a version of that too, to bring him back to life. Barry's still learning about his power, so I'm still holding out hope that he'll like phase, his fist through the Reverse Flash at some point. All in all, great crossover episode. I love the karaoke joke at the end too. Like, oh, we're not going to do karaoke? I'm expecting them to keep doing jokes. Like they said that they're not going to do a musical episode like that again anytime soon. Even though I think that would be their big shawarma moment. Like Avengers have shawarma, The Flash has karaoke in dive bars. I know I already asked you guys that big question about Emily Kinney being tied to the Hive organization, but because Amanda Pay's character, because Tina McGee offered some help to Barry Allen in this episode, do you think that the original Flash characters will help Barry defeat the Reverse Flash before the finale? We know about Oliver, Ra's al Ghul, and Firestorm helping him out, teaming up against the Reverse Flash. What I'm wondering is if they'll call back to the original series and they'll have like the original characters help out too, in some small way. So what's happening is next week will be another crossover with Arrow. I don't want to explain it too much just because of spoilers, so be sure to subscribe to get that video. It's going to be a lot of fun though. And I know you're all wondering about the Batman vs. Superman trailer. So what's happening is, I explained the teaser Thursday morning. Hopefully that'll happen. I'll make a video for it. It'll be awesome, I'm sure. April 20th is supposed to be the day that people will be able to go into movie theaters to see the full trailer. It hasn't been officially affirmed, so just stay tuned for like a future video for updates. But there's also rumors that they're going to attach the trailer to Avengers Age of Ultron. So you'll be able to go to see Avengers 2 and the Batman vs. Superman trailer, which is like the best nerdgasm spring moment ever. It's like the best way to start the spring big blockbuster movie season. There's also a new Star Wars Episode 7 trailer that's going to come this week too because of Celebration, Star Wars Celebration. So I'll totally do separate videos for all that stuff. You guys don't even have to ask. It's going to be such a big, awesome thing. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter and Facebook for updates on all that big stuff, there are links down at the bottom of the description. And thank you to everyone that's been submitting fan subs. You guys are so awesome. It's been such a huge help. While you guys wait for Batman vs. Superman, Arrow, all those trailers, you can click here to catch up on Arrow, and you can click here for all my Flash videos. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tomorrow.